Hey everyone, welcome back to another slightly slower practice. This one is intended to be really connected and mindful, and we will have a seated meditation at the end of this practice which will help bring in these qualities. Now, this was inspired by a walk that I recently did. I finished up a class at the yoga studio and I was walking home. Now, I noticed I was really rushing this walk. I wanted to get home as soon as possible so I could complete the million things on my to-do list, and I was feeling really stressed because I didn't know how I was going to do everything. And as soon as I noticed these qualities, I was like, whoa, slow down, take a breath. And then I intentionally said to myself, can you walk slower? Can you walk slower? Which I felt so much resistance to. But I really asked myself to notice the things around me, noticing the colors, the textures, the animals, the objects, noticing what sounds I could hear. And when I became more intentional and mindful, it made the walk so much more enjoyable. I was completely present and I wasn't thinking about what was happening afterwards or what happened beforehand. And so we're going to bring that quality into our practice today. Let's begin in a seated position. Now, you could be kneeling here or you could be cross-legged. And begin to close down the eyes. Start to observe the breath. So watching it come in through the nose and out through the nose. And in this moment of pause, can you notice what your energy like is today, right now in this moment? Not trying to judge whatever comes up, just simply taking that witnessing perspective, that third-party perspective, looking down onto you. At any time, if you notice your mind drift away from your practice, from your body, from the movements, from the breath, from whatever is your experience on this mat in this moment, see if you can invite yourself to come back. The breath is a beautiful tool that we'll use today to help reconnect us, as well as our drishti, our eye focal point, and I'll cue that within our movements today. Really finding the joy in the journey rather than the destination, as cheesy as that sounds. Take a deep breath in through the nose, fill up the belly, fill up the ribs and the chest. Exhale out through the nose. Let's go one more, breathe in. Find a little bit more length through the spine. Breathe out, let it go. Keeping the eyes closed, breathe in, lift a little taller. As you exhale, drop the right ear over to the right shoulder. You could stay here, you could reach your left hand out, the fingertips might be touching the ground. And if you felt like a little bit more, your right hand could come up and over, touching onto the left side of the head. Use your next breath in, lift the left hand off the ground, lift it high to the sky, and then we're going to swap it over. Left hand comes around the right side of the head, right fingertips reach towards the ground. Inhale, lift the right hand up. Swap it out. Exhale, pull the right ear down to the right shoulder. Inhale, lift the left hand up. Exhale, left ear to left shoulder. Let's go one more each side. Inhale, right hand up. Exhale, swap it over. Inhale, left hand up. Exhale to the left shoulder. Inhale, lift both hands out to the sky. Press the palms together and then see if you can look up towards your thumbs. Slide the shoulder blades down the spine. Take another deep breath in. If you felt like a little bit more, see if you can back bend here, reaching the fingertips slightly behind the body, opening through the heart. Maybe you can go a little bit further. Feel the back of the body engage here to support the spine. 2 more breaths. And then slowly come out of it. Let's come onto our hands and our knees, finding a tabletop position. So hands under shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Use your next breath and reach the right hand up to the sky. See if you can look up to your right thumb. Exhale, twist the right hand to the left, keeping the eye gaze on the fingernail. Okay, let's do that a few more times. Breathe in, eye gaze up, hand up. Exhale to twist, and see if you can really create a conversation, a relationship between your thumb and your right hand. A few more times in your own breath. So you might take this a little bit slower so that your eye gaze doesn't break away. Let's go one more. Hold down at the bottom. Really think about rolling that left shoulder back, right shoulder underneath. Maybe you stay with the left hand on the ground, or you can reach the left fingertips forward. You might even take it behind the back, binding it with the right hip. Left hand plants back down on the ground. Lift back up into your tabletop position. We're going to roll through a few rounds of our cat and cow, but making it this a little bit slower. So use your next breath and drop into cow pose. Belly button drops down. Squeeze shoulder blades back. Hold here. See if you can lock your eye gaze on one focal point in front of you. You could even close down your eyes here. Keep lifting the tailbone high to the sky. Push through the hands. Open through the collarbones. Take another deep breath in through the nose. As we exhale, we round into cat pose and we hold for a couple of breaths. Draw the belly button in. Protract your shoulder blades wide. So you're kind of puffing up through the sky. Tucking the chin in, again finding an eye gaze, focal point drishti, maybe in between your toes or slightly further back. Let's do that one more time. Breathe in, drop the belly down, look forward. Squeeze shoulder blades, hold. And then rounding the other way, breathing in. And then exhale to push. Trying to stay in a little bit more stillness here rather than moving around. But of course, if that feels good for you, you can absolutely do it. Come back through center. We'll try to thread the needle on the other side. Keep your eye gaze on your left thumb. Breathe in, lift the left hand up high. Twist the left shoulder back. Exhale, left hand through to the right. Drop the left shoulder down. Breathe in to lift. Exhale, twist. Let's try about 4 more here. So using our breath and our drishti on the left thumb nail as anchor points for us to really connect and focus on what's going on right now. Let's go one more. Hold at the bottom. Maybe the right hand stays down as you push the right shoulder back. You could reach your right fingertips forward to the front of the mat. You could wind the right hand behind towards the left hip. One more breath. Big twist for the thoracic spine. Bring the right hand down. Bring the left hand back down. I'm going to start a new sequence here. Right knee crosses behind the left knee. You're going to tuck onto your right toes. Lift both knees off the ground. So you're kind of coming into a downward facing dog, but the right toes are down. The left leg is hooked over the right thigh, kind of like eagle legs here. Bend the right knee a little bit more than you usually would and see if you can squeeze the left thigh into the right thigh to help bring some weight into the back leg. Arms along here. Push through the hands, lift the hips up high. One more breath. Unwind to three-legged dog. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Keep the knee bent. Exhale, lift the left knee up to the sky. Squaring the hips and the shoulders here. Breathe in, start to roll yourself forward. Left knee to the left elbow. As you exhale, set the left foot outside the left hand. Right knee comes down. Lift yourself up just for a moment. Hands come to the thighs and push your hips forward. So you're thinking about left knee tracking forward of the toes. Relax the shoulders. Find your drishti again. One more breath. Really trying to open through that right hip flexor, front of the leg. Shift yourself back so the left knee is roughly on top of the ankle and hips will be stacked roughly on top of the right knee. Breathe in as you lift your right hand high. As we exhale, let's side bend. So left elbow might be on the left leg. You're lifting up and then over with the spine. And if you wanted to challenge your balance a little bit more, you could try lift your eye gaze up to your right thumb. You really have to contract through the legs and the glutes to keep your lower body stable here. Let's go one more breath. Whew. Bring the hands down to the ground. We're going to tuck our right toes to the left. And then imagine like you're trying to sink your hips in between your right foot and your left foot. So kind of halfway up. Keep squeezing your left knee out. We might feel a little bit of an opening through the left adductor here, the inner of the leg, maybe the right leg as well. Let's go 2 more breaths. Shift your weight forward just a little bit. Take a deep breath in. As we exhale, shift your hips back, lengthen your left leg, and your pelvis is going to sit on top of your right heel for a variation of Janu Sirsasana, head to knee pose. Now your left knee might be bent here, it might be a little bit longer. Take a deep breath in through the nose, lift up really tall. As we exhale, we fold forward. So you should feel a stretch down the back of the left leg. Now, if this is quite uncomfortable for your hips, your pelvis, then you can always slide the right foot towards the inner of the left leg. Pull the left toes towards you. Let's go 1 more breath. And then start to shift your weight forward. Tuck onto the back toes. Use your next breath in stork pose. We lift all the way up to standing. Right knee hugs into the chest. Lift your arms. As we exhale, we hold. Can you push your left foot into the ground a little bit more? Maybe you stay here. Maybe your palms press towards each other. Hands slightly in front of the body. And then if you wanted to challenge your balance even more, see if you can look up to your thumbs. Right foot might need to land down at certain points. Let's go 1 more breath here. Keep hugging the right knee high if you can. Release the hands down by your sides. Take another deep breath in. As we exhale, warrior 3. Virabhadrasana 3. Hips and shoulders square to the ground, back leg really long. We're aiming for about parallel with the ground here. Reach the hands behind you, squeeze the shoulder blades together. A little tuck of the rib cage towards the hips. Take another deep breath in through the nose. As you exhale, keep your upper body where it is, but slide the right foot about hip width distance with the left. Hands might come to the shins. Take another deep breath in, halfway lift. As we exhale, fold, Uttanasana. A little tuck in of the chin towards the chest. Upper body hangs heavy. Let's go one more breath here. Again, the hips lift up a little bit higher as you drop the crown of the head towards the ground. Bring the hands to the ground. Step back into a plank position. So hands are underneath the shoulders, knees are underneath the hips here. Again, we're going to hold here, not rushing, and in fact, really trying to feel into any internal resistance that we might have to moving slowly. Come back to the breath. You want to engage the glutes a little bit. Little tuck in of the ribs towards the hips. Pushing the hands away from the ground so you can imagine cat pose in the upper back and the shoulders really puffing up. Let's go 2 more breaths here. Breathe in, shift forward. Exhale, Chaturanga. Let's come down to the belly for the first round. Inhale, baby cobra. So light press through the hands, shoulders roll back, squeeze glutes. Exhale, push onto the knees, tuck toes, downward facing dog. Long arms, lifting hips. Pushing the heels down in the direction of the ground, and you're looking in between your feet, 1 point on the ground. Or maybe even between the knees, somewhere off in the distance behind you. Lower your knees down to the ground. We're going to repeat that sequence again. Take the left knee behind the right this time. We're going to tuck onto left toes. Lift both knees off the ground, imagining eagle pose with the legs. Push through the arms and just notice what this compression of the right leg around the left, how that feels for the body today. You might bend your left knee a little bit more than usual here. Driving the heel down in the direction of the ground. Eye gaze on your left big toe. Use your next breath in, 3-legged dog. Right knee lifts up, knee is bent here. Exhale, hold. Can you squeeze your right foot into the glutes? Lift the shoulder blades away from the ears. Take another breath in. We're going to start to roll forward, right knee to right elbow. As we exhale, step the right foot outside the right hand, left knee comes down to the ground. Lift your chest up. Just like we did before, hands come onto the thigh and we push our hips forward. So thinking right knee traveling forward of the toes, chest is lifted, shoulders are soft. We're still being active here, so think about pushing through your left shin, the left back of your foot. Use your next breath in to come up. So hip stack on top of the left knee. You might wander your right foot back a little bit. Take another deep breath in as you lift your left hand up. And then as we exhale, let's side bend. So right elbow, right forearm can come onto the right thigh. Left hand comes up and over. And you might just keep your eye gaze forward, or you could try to challenge your balance and look up to your left thumb. Slight engagement through the glutes to lengthen through the left hip flexor. Let's take one more breath here. Bring your hands in the direction of the ground. You're going to turn your left toes towards the right. Then you sink your hips in between your left heel and your right heel. Your hands can stay underneath the shoulders. You could reach them out a little bit further. Little engagement through the right glute to squeeze the right knee out. Let's go one more breath. Walk the hands to the front a little bit, breathe in. As we exhale, we shift our hips back, lift up your right toes in the process, and remember your left heel kind of comes in the middle of the pelvis. Right knee can be bent here, it can be a little bit longer. Take a deep breath in through the nose, lift up, and then as we exhale, we fold forward. Maybe elbows come down to the ground. Really think about pulling the crown of the head forward. And because we're a little bit higher than usual, you might feel like you can fold forward a little bit more. Let's go 2 more breaths here. And then use your next breath in. Start to walk yourself forward, tuck onto the left toes, and then lift yourself all the way up to standing. Left knee pulls up into the chest, stork pose. Breathe in as you lift your arms up. Exhale to hold, and you might stay here, or you can bring your hands towards each other, slightly in front of the body. And if you wanted to challenge your balance a little bit more, maybe the eye gaze looks up to your thumbs. Left toes could always stay down on the ground while you do this. Let's go one more breath. When you're ready, come back out of it, breathe in. As we exhale, warrior 3, left foot reaches back, hands reach by your sides, long arms, long spine, long leg. Take another deep breath in. As we exhale, keep the spine long, but pull your left foot hip width distance to the right. Hands come onto the shins. Ardha Uttanasana, take a deep breath in through the nose. As we exhale, let's fold forward, tuck the chin into the chest. Hands come to the shins again, to the floor. Breathe in as you step back into your plank. We're not going to hold here this time. As we exhale, Chaturanga, option come halfway. Breathe in as we open into maybe baby cobra, maybe upward facing dog. As we exhale, downward facing dog, Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Come back to the breath. We've got one more sequence. It's going to be a little bit shorter than the last one. When you're ready, walk up to your hands. Bring your feet about hip width distance. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Coming into Utkatasana, bend the knees, hips back. Lift your arms up. Take a deep breath in. As we exhale, hands come through heart center. Keep the knees bent, but hook your left elbow over the right thigh. Press through the palms and twist the chest open to the right. Keep pulling your left hip back. Use your next breath in. You're going to lift your right foot off the ground. And then as we exhale, we cross the right thigh over the left thigh, imagining our eagle legs, Garundasana. But we're still trying to twist to the right a little bit. Right toes can always anchor down, or you can wind them behind the leg. Squeeze the shoulder blades down the spine. Let's take 2 more breaths here. See if you can turn your eye gaze towards the right a little bit. Stay with the legs, but lift the arms. Hips stay back. And you can stay exactly here, or bring the palms together slightly in front of the body, and then maybe the eye gaze lifts. For me, I need to bring my right toes down for this. And even then, it's still quite challenging. Okay, let's take 1 more breath here. Stork pose, breathe in. Right knee lifts up. As you exhale, warrior 3. Just like we did before. When you're ready, take a long step back with the right toes. Breathe in as we lift the arms up high, high lunge. Exhale to hold. So left knee is bent here, right leg is long. We're reaching fingertips up to the sky, softening into the hips a little bit. We're going to find that side bend again. Left hand comes down by the hips. Breathe in as your right hand lifts up. As we exhale, we bend to the left. So right hand up and over, left hand reaching down. Take one more breath here. Soften the shoulders away from the ears. We're going to keep our right hand lifted but open into warrior two. Left hand can reach onto the left thigh. Right heel comes down to the ground. Right hand reaching up to the sky. Deep breath in. Right hand comes around the side of the left head. As we exhale, just a little head pull to the right shoulder. If you wanted to, you can also make this a little bit of a side bend, imagining reverse warrior here. Keep pushing the left knee forward. Take one more breath. And then releasing the hand. Look forward, take a little hop with your right foot forward, setting up for pyramid pose. Aim to square your hips to the front. Take another deep breath in through the nose. As we exhale, folding forward, left knee is soft. Fingertips can reach down on either side of the front foot, or you can bring your hands up to your left shin. Your drishti, your eye focal point, could be on your left big toe. If you'd like to tuck the chin into the chest and maybe even close down your eyes, you can here. Think right hip forward, left hip back, feeling the length down the back of the left leg here. Let's not rush this. Go 2 more breaths. Hands come to the ground, little step back with the right toes, and then step the left foot back next to the right, downward facing dog. You can stay here or breathe in, roll forward into a plank position. Exhaling, chaturanga. Inhaling to pull through. Exhaling to send back, downward facing dog. Take one more breath here. Inviting yourself back into this moment if you notice yourself float away. Let's try that one more time. Breathe in as you walk your feet forward. Exhale to fold, Uttanasana. Utkatasana. Breathe in as you bend your knees, lift your hands up. Exhale, hold, push hips back, squeeze shoulders down, engage the core. Hands come through heart center. Take a deep breath in through the nose. As we exhale, let's hook the right elbow over the left thigh. Push into your leg as you open and revolve your heart space to the left. Keep scooping your right hip back here. Look down to the ground. Keep the connection of the right elbow to the left leg as we lift up the left leg and then cross it over the right thigh for Garudasana. Eagle pose. Remember, left toes can be down on the ground, or you can try wrap them around behind the leg. Here's squeezing shoulder blades back. We want to find that long spine. Stay low on the legs, but lift your arms up. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale to hold. You might stay here or press the palms together in front of the body. If you felt like a little bit of a challenge for your balance, you could lift the eye gaze towards your thumbs. And if you fall out like me, just take a breath and then you come back in. Try not to rush it. Okay, hands by the sides. Breathe in, lift the left knee high. Exhale, warrior three. Left toes back, hands reach back. Little step back with the left toes. Breathe in, or I should say a long step back with the left toes. Lift the arms up, high lunge. Exhale, hold. Soften the shoulders, arms are long. We're going to find that side bend again. Right hand comes down by the sides. Take a deep breath in, lift the left hand high. As we exhale, side bend. Right hand reaches down, left hand reaches high. Come back through center, keep the left hand up. We're going to plant the left heel down, coming into warrior two, right hand on the right thigh. Square the hips and shoulders to the side. Breathe in here, left hand around the outside of the right head. As we exhale, just like we did before, a little drop of the left ear to the left shoulder. Start to lengthen the legs. Look forward, little hop forward of the left foot. Setting up for Parsvottanasana, pyramid pose. Hips and shoulders square. Take a breath in, lift up tall. As we exhale, folding forward. Remember, eye gaze could be on your right big toe. You could tuck your head in. Hands either side of the foot, or you can bring your hands up onto your shin. Always coming back to the breath. As you breathe in, can you feel your ribs expand up to the sky and to the sides of your mat? As you exhale, can you fold a little bit deeper? Plant the hands down on the ground, take a little step back with the left foot, then meet the right foot back as well. Downward facing dog. Final vinyasa, let's breathe in and roll forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale to open. This time as we exhale, knees come down, sit back on your heels. Vajrasana, thunderbolt pose, just how we started. Open your eyes, cross over your feet. We're going to make our way onto the side of our mat. Just a final couple of asanas to slow down. Extend your right foot in one direction. Your left foot is going to come into your inner thigh. Right hand extends out long. Take a deep breath in as you lift the left hand up. As we exhale, we side bend. Draw the right elbow in front of the left leg. Push the left shoulder back. And maybe you draw your eye gaze towards your left thumb. You can even close down the eyes. Come back through center, breathe in. I'm going to swap it out, right foot to the inner of the left leg. As you exhale, left elbow on the inside of the thigh, right hand up and over. Really spiral that right shoulder back. Left shoulder underneath. And then coming back through center, cross the legs. And find your way into the seat, Sukhasana, easy pose. Eyes closing. And tune in. What do you notice when you stop and observe? Maybe in the physical body, maybe in the energetic body, the mind, the heart, thoughts, feelings. We will spend the next few minutes in silence together. Feel free to stay in the seat. If you wanted to lie on your back, you're also more than welcome to do so. We're letting our gaze, our drishti, turn inwards now. I'll let you know when it's time to come out, but if you do feel any inclinations of resistance to slowing down, to stopping and pausing, see if you can breathe into that. Become curious about what these next couple of minutes may be there to show you. if you had an extra couple of minutes to stay in this place of witnessing, of mindfulness, connection, I highly encourage you to stay here. Set the scene for the rest of your day. If this is where you'd like to finish your practice, I thank you so much for being here. Maybe bringing hands to heart center or somewhere else. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Thank you so much for being here, everyone. If you were curious about exploring a little bit more content, feel free to head over to our Patreon account. It's also an amazing place that you can support myself and this channel. But I would love it if you could like or comment and let me know how you found this class. I'll see you next time.